first like to extend a big thank you to His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Turkey Al-Sheikh. This bout is being brought to you by Sella, Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry, Bob Arams, Top Rank Incorporated, and Gimmick. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge Robin Smith, along with the World Boxing Organization, President Francisco Paco Valcarcel, Supervisor Porfirio Betegon Lara of the United States, and the World Boxing Association, President Gilberto Jesus Mendoza, Supervisor Carlos Chavez of Venezuela, CBC Supervisor Deborah Down of England. Timekeeper is John Smith. Our 3 judges assigned, scoring on a 10-point must system, all from England, will be Lee Every, Steve Gray, and Bob Williams. Our referee in charge, third man in the ring, will be John Latham. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing pink trunks and weighed in officially at 232 pounds. Coming to us from London, England, he brings an undefeated record with 12 wins, 11 of his 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending WBO European Heavyweight Champion, Big D, David Adelaide. And his opponent across the ring in this championship contest, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing white with blue and weighed in officially at 241 pounds. Hailing from Ipswich, England, he is undefeated with 16 wins. 15 of his 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending British and WBA Continental Heavyweight Champion, Fabio Wardley.
Right, lads, especially both of you all, being instructions at all times. When I tell you to break, your ball break. Clean, defend yourselves at all times, and the best luck to you below. Touch gloves, touch them up, touch. Come on.
Very important fight in the heavyweight division for these two. The 2 undefeated Brits. The 2 guys who have had heated exchanges. The 2 guys who saw their camps engage in a brawl at the opening press conference of Fury and Ngannou, now face to face just before the heavyweight main event. Here we go. Wardley and Adelaide for 12 rounds.
Both of these fighters use the long guard. You see that lead hand extended out front. What that does is it occupies the space in between both of them. It's a little battle right there, hand positioning. It's important to stay on top. If you can keep your hand on top, you have control, because you can come right over the top with the jab or so. You're going to see a lot of this fencing back and forth by both of these gentlemen to get in position to be able to land their offense.
Wardley feigning a couple times just to see what David offers up.
Good right hand down to the body, taking advantage of that space, that little space that's created when you use the long guard.
Knockout specialists in their own rights are being launched at this stage of their respective careers. It's fantastic they've done it, and we're all excited to
It's been a calm first round so far. Both guys respecting each other's talent, also speed and power.
You've brought up a few times this week of being on the big stage, of going through all the attention from media days to press conferences to a weigh-in in front of 35,000 people to now fighting in a venue like this just before Fury and Ngannou, and who can deal with it best. Wardley was quick to mention the fact that he has been the chief support to AJ, Anthony Joshua, to Dillian White, that he has been in the far bigger spots.
You know what's interesting about that is that Wardley is a guy that's learned on the job. Very little amateur experience. He doesn't have amateur pedigree, but he has natural instincts. He started boxing late. And he has tremendous punching power in his right hand. And he's extremely smart. Speaking to him in the fighter meetings, oh my God, he was able to elaborate on everything, every question that we asked him.
Three-punch combination from Wardley as Adelaide was able to cover up. You mentioned that he got a late start to the sport. Fabio didn't go to the gym until he was 21 years old, but he says, once I went in, I never left. No amateur pedigree. Didn't start till he was 21 years old, now 28 years old and 16-0.
But on the flip side of that test, you have Adelaide, who actually had an amateur pedigree. The good left hook right there got Wardley's attention. Nice change-up. Instead of shooting a jab, he came around with the left hook, surprising Wardley.
This is the last fight before we get to Fury and Ngannou. So much made of how Ngannou will approach this. Bernardo was with him the other day asking about earning Fury's respect.
Oh, and down he goes! Right hand, left hand, and I don't think he's going to get up. Oh my goodness, somehow Fury has managed to get up.
When he get knocked down by Deontay Wilder for the first fight, and he was on the floor like this, and then when he came back up, I'm like, his mother has like 7 lives. That was impressive. I respect him for that.
Did you visualize at that moment, if I land that same shot, he's not getting up?
I thought about it, but that's not my problem. My problem, if he gets up, my worry would be me keep going after him to knock him down. My resilience, my determination, my self-believing. I know that I have a mountain in front of me, but I'm so confident that I tend not to see that there is a mountain. My faith is so big that the mountain disappears.
The journey of Francis Ngannou in his life in Cameroon through the high marks in MMA and now his pro boxing debut, and it comes with the biggest challenge you can possibly have against the Gypsy King, the heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury. That is coming up in moments. Round number 2 here between Wardley and Adelaide. And in that first round, it was tightly contested. Wardley was 6 of 19, Adelaide 5 of 17, according to CompuBox.
Close round. Very close round, but the one who dictated the pace, I believe, was definitely Wardley. Wardley's a tremendous body puncher. You know, when you go down to your opponent's body, yes, it weakens them. It takes their gas, sights their gas tanks. Somewhat take their legs, but it opens up shots up top because their hands start going down. Fighters be looking to block those shots downstairs because they hurt. But good jab right there. Great transition and good jab, getting himself back in the center of the ring by Adelaide. There you see those hard, rough-out tactics right there from Adelaide. Something he learned from Tyson Fury, sparring many rounds with him, over 200 rounds with Tyson Fury. Adelaide now starting to move off the line, starting to pick up his feet a little bit. Anytime he stands still, that's when the problem occurs. He gets hit when he stands still, but when he just subtle movement left and right, he's able to change the angle and create some opportunities for himself. Wardley again moving forward, looking to carry the momentum onto his punches. He's looking to land and to hurt Adelaide with something big. And I have to say, it's going to be the right hand.
What makes you say that, Tim?
Because Adelaide's playing around with that lead hand. Every now and then, he'll jab from too close. You see he oversteps and overcommits. And during those times, you can slip outside of those jabs, and you can throw a right hand and catch him as he's coming in. A lot of fighters have a tendency of trying to close the distance, but when there it is. There it is.
Just like you said.
There it is.
Playing around with that lead hand, and it nearly cost him as Fabio was quick to fire back.
Again, stepped in at mid-range.
Oh!
Another right
comes
hand.
in with another right hand.
That's his money punch right there. It does damage anytime it lands. But Adelaide has taken it well.
Incredible list of legends who have made their way to Saudi Arabia to be here to see this historic heavyweight attraction. Sugar Ray Leonard is here, one of the four kings from the 80s. So many heavyweights are here in attendance, including the great Riddick Bowe is here in Saudi Arabia. We've had a visit. He was at our hotel last night, a great exchange with Amir Khan, who made his way to Riyadh. And perhaps one of the greatest receptions that the city put forth was the arrival of Manny Pacquiao to Saudi Arabia. From the moment he stepped off the plane, it has been nothing but photo requests after photo requests. And the stars of the MMA with Israel Adesanya, who is so close to Ngannou. He had a wonderful visit in his locker room, and then the list goes on. As moments ago, Kanye West showed up here at Kingdom Arena. He is in the back in the VIP area right now. Of course, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh has invited so many stars of music and sports, and His Excellency is hosting Kanye West, Eminem, Ronaldo, The Undertaker, and Vince McMahon as we speak right now in a pre-party before we get to Fury and Ngannou.
See the roughhouse tactics coming from Adelaide, getting a little frustrated, having a hard time finding his distance in the right range to be able to land his offense. He's having a hard time dealing with the pressure, fighting off his back foot. It's one thing to be able to know how to tie up in the inside, but it's another thing to know how to work in the inside, in the tie-up, in the clinch. Adelaide struggling. Anytime that Fabio Wardley throws those combinations and gets close with anything.
Wardley going underneath to the body as Adelaide tries to fire back up top.
Very important. Ooh, big bombs. Nice right hand right there from Adelaide.
Big right hand to the body, tried to come over the top. Remember how much emotion is attached to this battle of undefeated British heavyweights.
It's a lot of mental games going on right now in that ring. Just that little look away right there. Trying to embarrass Wardley. Saying, hey, that was a big shot. Woo, right past my face. What Adelaide doesn't realize is he does a lot better work when he's moving forward. Fighting off his back foot hasn't been the greatest for him. When he first came out in this round, he was marching forward. He was getting respect. Beautiful right hand, getting his head off the line right there. That was great anticipation and timing right there from Adelaide.
And on that just moment of pause and separation, Adelaide tried to connect with an uppercut on the inside as well, and now working the jab.
And again, it's the subtle movements, and anytime he starts first, he's able to dictate anything that Wardley is thinking. He's able to step. Ooh,
big sweeping right hand from Fabio Wardley.
Partially blocked right there from Adelaide as well. Grazing blow. But he was able to land that shot because you see where Adelaide's moving. He's trying to get angles. He's moving left, and this is the way you cut off the ring. You can meet him with a punch. Don't throw where he's at. Throw where he's going. Little measure right there from Fabio. It's a good match.
Look at that setting just outside Kingdom Arena. Remember, that is just for this co-feature you're watching. Then, the tens of thousands there will make the short walk to the right and come into the magnificent Kingdom Arena, where DraftKings Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner of Fury Ngannou. Right now, new customers can download the app, use the promo code BOXING, and bet just $5 to get a $200 in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou coming your way in moments at the conclusion of this compelling co-feature between Wardley and Adelaide. And as it stands at the end of 3 rounds, Fabio Wardley with a 26-16 connect advantage over David Adelaide.
Again, Tess, is because he's dictating the pace. He's moving forward. He's taking the fight to Adelaide. He's forcing Adelaide to make quick decisions for himself. A lot of fighters that move forward usually dictates the pace. Adelaide's a guy like that, but he's getting pushed backwards. So he's having to has to make smart choices, quick choices, and he has to react a lot more. And he's not making the best decisions inside the ring so far.
You see the advantage with power punches landed, 21-8 for Wardley. Adelaide in the pink trucks, who began boxing at a youth club at 14 years old, so he had the jump in terms of the amateur experience compared to his opponent. He gathered many amateur accolades and then went on to university, actually earned his degree in 2018. But naturally a big guy. When he was 15 years old, he was already 6'1" and over 200 pounds.
You see the variation in punch selection from Wardley, but you're not seeing that same emphasis from Adelaide. That would help serve him if he was to change levels, go down to the body, switch up his cadence.
There you see Francis Ngannou, the Predator, as he is getting his hands taped up. Of course, those hands led him to such success in MMA. He was #1 at heavyweight. And before his pause in action and switching over to boxing for this big paycheck, he was #4 pound for pound. 6 times in the UFC, he won the performance of the night. He had the 2017 knockout of the year. The big question that sports fans, from boxing fans to MMA fans to the casuals, have been asking is, will that ultimate power translate when he steps into the ring against Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King? But look at the size of Francis Ngannou. But does he have the delivery system in this discipline, in the sweet science, to have that power land on Fury?
That's the big question. That's going to get an answer tonight.
Double jab as Wardley continues to find success working behind it and stepping to Adelaide. Adelaide covers up and then fires off with a big left hook for a keep away moment.
It's the second time that you saw Adelaide throw that left hook. He's waiting, he's trying to pull in Wardley. He's gonna make a mistake, drop that left or that right hand. Get a little bit too close, get a little bit too greedy with
Good
his
body shot. Fabio Wardley with a right hand to the body.
That's been the difference, Tess. He's changing levels. He's going down to the body. He's slowly breaking down Adelaide.
61% to the body, according to CompuBox, for Fabio Wardley, as that star-filled outdoor arena is watching this compelling co-feature before we come inside for Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. And this is the scene just on the other side of the parking lot. That is the Boulevard, Riyadh season, one of the biggest entertainment festivals in all the world, and it opens up this weekend, and what a way to get it started here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with this historic heavyweight bout. The Battle of the Baddest, the opening of Riyadh season. This was an idea that was put forth by His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, the chairman and the head of Riyadh season, and as big of a fight fan as you will ever see. If you've gone on social media, if you looked at some of the scenes from here in Saudi Arabia, last night His Excellency held a gala that was as if you took the Boxing Hall of Fame, Timmy, that you're a part of, and you brought the whole thing to the desert.
I wish I could have been there, but I had business
you had a
to take care of.
production
Exactly. You're seeing that dip and bump by Wardley. See, again, Adelaide, when he shoots the double jab, he steps in, he overcommits. And you see Adelaide just gets off the line, big right hand over the top of that jab. I mean, who has the pedigree here, Tess?
That's a great question.
Who has the
when
pedigree?
when you look at the jab that Wardley's been putting forth, he's finding success.
But it's not like it's not crazy creative.
No, that's the point.
He's pressing forward. He's using his jab at the right moments, controlling distance. You know, he's probing with the lead hand. He's winning the lead hand battle. But he's being first. That's the reason why he's having success, Tess.
Now a spark from Adelaide as he tries to go underneath with the left to the body. Wardley tried to meet him as Adelaide came through the front door. In the midst of round number 5, scheduled 12 rounds for the British Heavyweight Championship, and really for a major step forward for the winner. Both men undefeated. Both men saying, yes, let's do this fight. An emotional exchange that happened in the lead-up, the promotional lead-up to this fight. A brawl breaking out as Wardley was hit in the face by a member of the Adelaide camp.
Good jabs by both men. Again, nice dip and bump right there. Bumped his way in to stop Adelaide from moving forward. Just dipped his head outside a little bit. Slid under, bump with the shoulder. Ooh, beautiful left hook right there from Adelaide.
Right uppercut comes in. Wardley tries to fire back. Misses with a right hand over the top. Does Adelaide as the action heats up here in round 5.
Starting it into a fight now, Tess.
Right hand to the body from distance from Fabio.
Starting to heat up.
Our good co-feature before Fury Ngannou. Fury has said he is not underestimating the ability of Francis Ngannou in this matchup.
You never underestimate anybody, and they've all got the same chance. Everybody who faces me has the same chance in winning, and that's a puncher's chance. He's big, he's strong, he's a champion, and he's got a great story. 6 years from nothing to being world champion. Francis has obviously proved that the want and the never say never attitude wins. You know, look where he came from only a few short years ago to where he is today, on the brink of making fortunes in the world's biggest fight. Crazy.
So Fury has been preaching that he is not underestimating the ability of Francis Ngannou, the Predator. And you know what? Many of the betting public, as we look at the DraftKings Sportsbook props to watch, believe as well. Because late money is coming in today at Ngannou. When you look at these prop bets, there are many saying, wow, could this be extreme value on Fury by knockout at minus 550? But yet others say, hold on a second. I've been watching Ngannou for years. I know the dynamite that he possesses, especially in that right hand. And Francis Ngannou right now by knockout. To knock out the heavyweight champion is plus 850. Some inside fighting here from Adelaide against Wardley.
Some inside fighting. These guys are hitting behind the head. A lot of roughhouse tactics going on inside that ring.
It's exactly what we expected, knowing the emotion and knowing what happened in the build-up between these two camps.
Yes, each man looking for an edge in there, trying to get the other man out of his game plan by using roughhouse tactics, hitting behind the head, rapid punches, elbows to the throat.
Back on September 7th, Timmy, in the Soho neighborhood of London, there was a major global event, the press conference to kick off Fury and Ngannou. It was a spectacle. Fury and Ngannou were in the spotlight. Yet when everybody walked away, they were talking about what happened with Adelaide and Wardley, because someone from the Adelaide camp threw a punch, and it caught Wardley right on the edge of his sunglasses. And right near his left eye, a cut opened up.
Tess, I can just tell you this, they passed that right now. Both men are trying to remain undefeated right now and continue to move forward in their career.
But both men talked this week about all the emotion and how badly they want it, and the energy and effort that they would put forth, and you start to see it emerge here in these middle rounds. And what you said, crucial, staying undefeated in a heavyweight division that is filled with riches.
Yes.
Absolutely filled with riches.
But it's interesting to see that both these young men, I should say, in their 20s, undefeated, have decided to fight one another. You don't see that. It's a rarity in the sport, especially this early in their careers.
Give credit to them, and especially the effort they're putting forth in this fight right now. Round number 6. Wardley with a 60-38 current connect advantage in total punches landed, according to CompuBox.
Oh, that was a big jab right there from...
You could see Adelaide actually swipe at his face after Wardley landed it.
Might have been a thumb in the eye, Tess. That eye, you see him starting to blink now. Thinking that right eye may got a thumb in it. Now you got to remember the thumb is definitely attached to the glove. Back in the days, the thumb was detached.
Wardley patiently stalking. Another right hand. And a good jab to close out round number 6. Halfway through our heavyweight co-feature before we get to Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou live from Saudi Arabia.
Your goal is to keep him breaking his base. The more time he's breaking his base, the more time he's not ready, you've got less to go about. Okay? Do not keep letting him walk, set, walk, set. Keep him breaking his base. If you go away, just watch him until you're breaking his base. Okay? When he does this, then you back to the open, get to the counter, slow to the right, take it on, do the side, move the right hand, get inside. It don't matter. It don't matter. The thing about it, once he gets that fucked up too.
Beautiful evening, temperatures in the 70s here in Riyadh. In this brand new facility that was put forth by Riyadh Season, all for one man, the Gypsy King, the heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury, who has said all week long, no matter what Francis Ngannou does, I'm knocking him spark out. And Francis has been magnificent with this promotion, trying to silence doubters, telling everybody why he's so confident. Of course, he's one of the most likable, easiest to root for sports stars we have seen in recent years is Francis Ngannou. And then there's the wild and distinct personality of Tyson Fury. But he is locked in now as you see him shadowboxing in his massive locker room. Timmy, we were in these locker rooms that they built for Fury and Ngannou the other day. They're luxury hotel suites.
Yeah, yes. There's marble in the bathrooms, Tess. Unbelievable.
The production and promotion budget for this fight is beyond anything we have ever seen in all our years in boxing. And you will notice that in moments when this co-feature wraps up. And everybody comes inside the Kingdom Arena for an Olympic opening ceremonies level pre-fight performance. That'll feature Lil Baby and Becky G, as well as stars sitting ringside like Kanye West and Eminem and the great Ronaldo.
Right now, what's on target is that jab of Wardley, doing a ton of damage. You know, during that break or that minute rest, we were hearing from Wardley's trainer, Davison. He was saying, continue to push him back to break his base. What that means is force him back, force him to pick up his feet, change locations, and then you have to reset to be able to punch.
Good combination from Wardley, and a brutal knockdown is scored. Will Adelaide beat the count? Fabio Wardley against his chief rival. Can he close the show right here? Big shot rings in, looking for the uppercut. Headshot after headshot. Adelaide struggling against the ropes. Both men came in undefeated, but Adelaide is just trying to survive, and it is over. A blood-battered David Adelaide has been taken out by Fabio Wardley. What a performance! David Adelaide moments ago just did this, and he is going to find himself suspended.
Unbelievable.
Look at this. And I know it's nothing much, but you do not make contact with the referee.
You do not do that.
John Latham with a proper stoppage after a destructive onslaught from Fabio Wardley. First, let's get to Wardley. This was a big moment, and he absolutely delivered.
He showed that there's levels to this game, Tess. Just because you have a great record doesn't mean that you are a great fighter or a good fighter. When you fight another good one, especially one as good as Wardley, a guy that's been tested, battle-tested, been through some things, it shows up in moments like this, and that's what you just witnessed tonight, people. A guy that has been through the ringer, a guy that, yes, started late, but believes in himself. I can just tell you this, his team, Wardley's team is amazing. His coach, they did their homework because he only used a couple of tactics in the ring.
By the way, you mentioned his team. That's Ben Davison. Ben Davison is in the corner of Fabio Wardley. Ben Davison was the young genius trainer who brought Tyson Fury into his prime when he signed his Mega American contract. They parted ways, but they're still on great terms. But he is a young, precocious, well-thought-of boxing mind.
Film study, Tess.
Yes.
That's what it's about. Trust me, film study. I can tell you this. When I studied Adelaide, he had more skills, more tools in the toolbox moving forward in this fight. Again, now you have Wardley, again, had a few skills, but tactics, understanding where Adelaide was weak, moving, pushing him back, putting him in position to be able to line up that shot right there. Beautiful left hook. Right hand first, followed by the left hook. And down goes Adelaide. Beautiful shot.
Excellent combination punching.
Nice bump right there
from Fabio Wardley. Look at the face.
But look
of
at the
Adelaide.
smile. Look at the smile. Adelaide, he can't believe it. He cannot believe it. He said to himself, what am I doing here on the campus?
If you saw that close-up that shot of his mouthpiece, it read 13-0, and this is what happened afterwards, where he disagreed with the stoppage, and he threw his right hand at the side flank of the referee, John Latham. I assure you that will come with a fine and a suspension. But David Adelaide had that mouthpiece that read 13-0, so every time Fabio Wardley was looking at him, he saw that. Well, Adelaide's 12-1 now. 13-0, Tim Bradley.
Yes, he is. Got out-coached. Got out-coached. His team, Adelaide's team, got out-coached. And out-fought as well.
And now the two men who back in September had their camps brawling and had a week filled with emotion are showing great respect for each other. And that's just a sensational win for Fabio Wardley, the 28-year-old who is now 17-0 with 16 knockouts and the British champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 2 minutes 43 seconds of round number 7. Our referee in charge, John Latham, stops the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and now the British, WBO European, WBA Continental, and Commonwealth Heavyweight Champion, Fabio Wardley.
He stepped into a gym at 21 years old. He had no amateur background. And now he is on a night like this with a signature win. And if you had Fabio Wardley by knockout and you bet $100, you come back with 171 on DraftKings Sportsbook. And now look at the scene as we